I think 100% in just the opportunity to plan out an entire academic year. So we're now able to look at the cumulative student-athlete experience. What are we doing to help our student-athletes be the best students they can be? What are we doing to help them to be the best athletes they can be? And then focusing on their career preparation, career placement, and through that they'll be good people. And so with an opportunity to set out a plan for the entire academic year has really been the biggest difference, because last year, coming in 2 days before the start of the season, you're in here and you're swimming, treading water, and just making decisions day to day just to get by. And now we have an opportunity to really put together a cumulative plan to help our overall development of the student athletes. The biggest change moving forward into this year is going to be the addition of 9 new freshmen. Those guys are coming into the program with an expectation that this is where the program is, this is where we want to be, and these are the ways that we're going to get there. And they are the foundation of that, in addition to the 13 guys that are returning. So these 23 student athletes combined are the foundation from which we're going to build success on field in the program. That's a great thing. I mean, I think when I speak to some of the alumni, whether they be here locally or whether it be on the phone, my first message to them is how incredibly excited I am to have an alumni base that wants to be engaged with and that want to partake in assisting the program in any way, shape, or form that they can. Some of them are offering their talent, their time. Others are committing financial resources to assist us in moving the student-athlete experience forward. And those guys have been able to do all of those things, but then provide insight into IUPUI as an institution. They've been able to speak to our student-athletes about, this is what IUPUI did for me in my development, and this is how it assisted me to get to where I am today. And I want to see it do the same thing for you. So it's an incredibly energized and passionate group of men in terms of the players, or the former players, and they're very proud of their IUPUI experience, and they're passionate about it. They want to see the success continue and build and grow, and they just want to be a part of it, which is awesome. And so, when you look at it on paper and you go back to last season, we played 3 or 4 Horizon League opponents, and I think all but one of them were close, highly contested matches, whether it was a preseason exhibition or regular season contest. And so I think that makes you, sit there and say, oh wow, okay, this is going to be, a great move for us, and we're going to be instantly competitive and move ourselves into the top half of the table and be competing for conference championships right away. And as everyone knows, one of those intangible measurables in sports is conference opponents, right? Once it becomes conference and league play, it changes the dynamic tremendously. So that's not to say that we won't be competitive in games, or we will be highly competitive in games, but I just know that it changes the approach that they're going to have. It'll change the approach that we're going to have. I think for me, one of the things that I was able to do very successfully as a student of the game while I was at Bradley and as an assistant was learn advanced opponent scouting. And it's one of the things that I excelled at, and I continue to find myself to be a little bit of an expert in. And I think that those things between myself and Coach Bwembwe, and how easily adaptable we are to new video systems, we'll be able to prepare for the Horizon League opponents just as well as they'll be able to prepare for us. And I think that with the current group of student athletes that we have within the team, we're in a better place today than we were this time last year in terms of the group, in terms of the cumulative buy-in into what we're trying to accomplish and where we're trying to go. And when we look at things, whether we're in the Horizon League or the Summit League, the goals are still the same. We want to be in a position on the last day of the conference season to be competing to be now in the top 6. And we want to be in that top 6 and find a place to have the right to go to UIC or Dayton or Wright State, and in those places, whoever's going to win the regular season, maybe it's Indianapolis, I don't know, right? It's soccer, and it's the Horizon League, and it's a highly competitive table. There's huge swings within the league on the last day of the season with a win, with a loss. You're the 2 seed, you're the 6 seed. All those things happen, and so it's highly competitive, and it's a great opportunity for us to try to move forward towards our goals and be in a place where we can start competing for conference championships.